Yeah, I started the recording, so let's go ahead. SPRO, sales and distribution, and basic functions. Basic functions. Credit management and risk management. Credit management. Yeah. Define automatic credit control. This is where you configure the automatic credit check. Okay, so I typed earlier OVAZ. It is OVA8. Okay, OVA8. It's a one again very famous decode like OVZ9, which we use more in the real time. So OVA8 with a combination of credit control area, risk category, whether he's high risk, low risk or what, and credit group. That means at which point you want to block the order, delivery or PGA. With a combination of this, you'll be maintaining an automatic credit check. So select your combination, which is with the whichever it is, credit control and these all things, and go to the details. Okay. So credit, the first one or two steps are again standard, which we already done that, like creating a credit control area, assigning the credit control area. Okay, and this is FI activity, and defining the risk category is FI activity, which we already done at the level of simple, what we call a simple credit check. Okay, risk and everything. So from here the SD consultants activity starts, that is creating the groups, credit groups. Okay, from credit groups. So how do we create a credit group? So go back. So you see here define credit groups. So here where we create the credit group, but it's already given in the standard, so don't disturb anything, just make use of these things. Block at order level, delivery level, goods issue, and assign this to sales document. Select your sales document and assign this particular credit group. Okay, so let's again go back here. So select the combination, go here. So the first field what you'll be seeing in this automatic credit check is item check. Okay, this is the first field. So as I always tell, so don't go with my system controls. I already messed up, so I don't know whether it is activated in the standard or not. Most probably it should be activated, I guess. Okay, item check. So what this item checks is, so you create an order, right? So when you're creating an order, what you'll be doing, user would be entering like 10 X material 100 quantity, 20 Y material 200 quantity, 30 Z material 300 quantity, like this. Okay, credit is always performed at the header level, but we also have an option to switch on or switch off at the item level, right? So suppose say after entering all the items, like say 100 items, and when I click on the save button, at that time system is telling that this order is blocked for credit. So it's waste of time, right? After entering all this. So if you want to check credit, whenever the line item is entered, here itself system will check the whether this document is what we call credit. Okay, the system will, here itself it will check when you enter the line item, and it will block the order here itself. Okay, you need not to enter this line item also. So item check will help us to perform the credit at the item level. Okay, at the item level, and it can immediately notify the user saying that this is what the credit exceeding. Okay, so whether you want to perform the credit at the item level or not, it's controlled by this field, but in standard credit is performed at the header level. Okay, the next is deviation in percentage and number of days. Deviation in percentage. Okay, yeah, deviation is percentage is, see, some order is blocked for credit. Okay, some order is blocked for credit, So after the credit department has negotiated with the customer has told that okay, I'll pay you so and so. Then they released the order. Okay, an order which is of 10 lakhs worth, say suppose. Okay, uh, okay, they released the order. Deviation in the percentage means after releasing an order which is blocked for credit, what percentage I can increase the value in this particular order. That means in the deviation percentage, if I maintain 10% here, say suppose 10%, okay, and the order which I created for the customer is 1 lakh, say suppose 1 lakh, which is blocked. But when I release this order, what value I can increase in this particular released order? That means 1 lakh 10,000. Why? Because I can only increase up to 10%. That's what the deviation I can take from the backend configuration. Okay. So if user is trying to deviate anything more than this 10%, again system will block this order for credit. Okay. If user is trying to deviate, increase more than the deviation percentage, system will immediately block that order again. Okay. The next is number of days. That means you set up say 5 days. You set up number of days is 5 days. That means if an order is blocked for credit, and after negotiation you have released this order, if you don't take any action on this order within 5 days, again from 6th day onwards this order will be blocked for credit again. Okay, that means any release order which is blocked for credit, which is released, it should be further processed within the number of days which you mentioned here. Okay, it should be processed within number of days. If it's not processed with this number within this number of days, again this order will be blocked for credit. Okay. The next is credit limit seasonal factor. That means sometimes seasonal. Now this is a Diwali season. The next you will be getting Christmas season. So companies generally give some relaxation for their customers because they can do more sales, they can get more credit, right? So seasonal factor, whether you want to increase the credit limit by 5% or you want to decrease, sometimes you want to decrease. Okay, from which date to which date? You can give here date, saying that 25th of October to January 5th. This is the period. I want to increase all customers credit limit by 5%. If you want to decrease, minus, activate this. If you minus, all customers credit limit would be decreased by 5%. Okay. The next, yeah, this pair we would be discussing later. Okay. In the last we will be discussing about the pair. Okay, the next is static dynamic. See, we in the automatic again we have two classification, which is static and dynamic. Okay, we can perform either static, either dynamic, but not at both. Okay, we can perform either static or either dynamic, but not at both at the same time. Okay, and most probably in the real time they would be going only with the dynamic, because the specific for the dynamic is it has a horizon period. This is the most important. In the interviews also you'll be facing this question. What is horizon period? Okay. So that's what the specialty of the dynamic. So most companies go with dynamic. In my document also you can see it. Where is it? Risk automatic seasonal factor, static, dynamic. Okay, anyway, so here I haven't mentioned, I guess, here, but we will go only with either static or either dynamic, but not both at the same time in the real time. So static. Okay, so you have a reaction here, you have a status block here, and you have open orders, open deliveries. Reaction means how system should react. Okay, if order is blocked for credit or whatever it is, okay, whether you want to block it or not. So how system should react, whether only with warning message or error message, or with warning message along with what value customer's order is increasing. Okay, so that this particular reaction tells how system should react in case if the order is blocked for credit or it's taking more than that. Okay, status block. Even though you maintain this all, but if you don't maintain this, system will not block the orders. Status block means whether to block the order is controlled here. Okay, if you uncheck this, system will not block the order. Even though credit order is exceeding the credit, system will not block the order if you don't check this. Okay, and open orders. Whether you want to consider open orders. What is open order and what is open delivery? That means an order is created, but delivery is not performed. Okay, order is still open, delivery is not performed. Open delivery, you created a delivery document, but you haven't hit the PJ button. That means you haven't delivered the products to customer. Okay, whether you want to consider even this when you are performing the credit management, that's in the static. Okay, so let me correlate here. So static, update all the open orders, open values into the sales document, into the credit check. Reaction will control the message, and status block. So while creating sales order, limit is exceeded, then block the order. If we uncheck, even the customer credit limit is exceeded also, system will not block the order. Okay. The next is dynamic. Dynamic, again, the reaction is same, status block is same, but the extra what we have for the dynamic is horizon period. Okay, very important, horizon period. In some ambiguity in the business, it will help us to solve this. So let's take a scenario and discuss this. See, customer has placed an order for a Rolls-Royce car. Generally, Rolls-Royce car, it will take delivery time of 6 months, right? Generally, it takes 6 months to deliver if you place an order for a Rolls-Royce car. Okay. So today, the date, say suppose 26th of October, customer has placed an order. Okay, and approximate the delivery time is, say suppose 1st March. Okay, but when I create an order today, system is saying that this order is blocked for credit. That means because of credit usage, it has been exceeded. Customer's order is blocking today itself. That means is it not a good practice of business, right? For a delivery which is pending 6 months later, you are blocking the order today itself. At least you should consider something like this. You should take an order today. Okay, but you need to, why? Because you cannot say straight away to the customers, right? You should give somewhere you should be lenient. For a delivery which is 1 year, 6 months pending, you cannot block an order today. So in these cases, horizon period will help you to solve this. How? Say in the horizon period, if you maintain, M means months, okay, 2 months. If you maintain 2 months, that means in the same scenario, what system will be doing is, in the horizon period, if you be maintaining 2 months, what system will be doing is, for orders which is for the order, the delivery which is pending beyond 2 months, system will not block the orders. For orders, the delivery which is beyond 2 months, if the credit limit is exceeding, system will block the orders. Okay, so you can maintain it as weeks, months, year, anything. Okay, so horizon period will help us to handle this. That means if any delivery which is pending after this horizon period, system will not block the order. System now will allow you to create an order. But if for the order which you are creating today and the delivery is pending within the horizon period, then system will block the order. Okay, so that's what this horizon period is controlled. But how system knows whether this delivery is pending within 6 months, 2 months? How system knows? With an infrastructure. We have an infrastructure for this which is S071. What is the T code for infrastructure? Infrastructure standard. What is the T code? OM01. We have seen one more infrastructure earlier, which is for condition update S066. You remember? Okay, OM01, go to 71. Not OM, condition update. Sorry, its condition update is 77, which we looked earlier. It is S066 today. Open orders credit management. You see months is activated here. Okay, months is activated. So S066, it's not S071. So with that infrastructure, yeah, here it's mentioned, you see, in my document, S066 and OM01. So with that, system will know whether its order is pending after 2 months or within 2 months. Okay, so that's the reason many companies go with this particular horizon period, and companies go with the dynamic. And horizon period, for sure they'll ask in the interviews, very important. Okay, here it's maintained months, right? If I want to make it weeks or days, so you will not be changing this in between the project. In between the project, you will not change your horizon period from 2 months to 2 weeks or something. Why? Because if you do like that, system will overwrite all the values except the credit limit. System will reset all the values, credit limit, exposure, utilized, open orders, open values, nothing. Everything will be reset, zero, except the credit limit, which is a panic loss to the company. So this decision would be taken when you are implementing a project itself. They will not be changing this from weeks to months or something in between the project. Why? Because it will overwrite or reset all the values. Okay, so that's what this horizon and dynamic credit check. Okay, let's assume that we go with only dynamic, not static. Okay, the next is document value. That means, say suppose for you have set a limit for document value. That means any document, even though customer is having a good credit limit of 5 lakhs, but in standard you have credit for a document type OR, the document value should be only 5 lakhs. Okay, that means if I'm trying to create an order with a document type OR, I cannot create anything more than 5 lakhs. Okay, customer has a credit limit of 10 lakhs. He still has a value. But for this customer, if I create an order with 6 lakhs, system will block the order. Because maximum document value, what you have set here is only 5 lakhs. Okay, so whether you want to block it or not, this check indicator controls. And at the same time, what should be the reaction that's controlled by this? Okay, the next is critical fields. We have some critical fields in the sales document. What are those critical fields? Payment terms, next value date. Let me see what is the critical fields. Payment terms, fixed value date, additional value days. These are very sensitive critical fields, right? In the user, even though customer is having enough credit balance, but if user is trying to change or these critical fields, immediately system will block the order. Okay, even though customer is having enough credit balance, if user is trying to change the critical fields, system will block the order. Then next is next review date. Next review date means, see, you created a customer, on 1st January 2015. He's a new customer at that time. His credit limit was 5 lakhs and he's a high risk customer. Why? Because he's a new customer at that time. But in this 1 year time, that is say 1st January 2016, in this 1 year time, he has done an exceptional business. Now you want to review it. You want to make this customer as a medium and you want to give him a 10 lakh credit. This is nothing but review. What is the next review date for this customer? Again 1st January 2017. He performed very bad in this 2016. Again you can make him high risk and you can downsize his credit limit to 5 lakh. Review date means reviewing customers' credit limits. It should be done every year. Why? Because if you suppose say he's doing very well, so I increased. But in 17, if I don't review, what happens? Company will lose. Customer will use 10 lakhs. Okay. So next review date is very important. You see here next review date. If you don't and you have some grace period, number of days, say 5 days. If the next review days, the due date is 26th October today, if you don't change also, it's fine. But system will wait for another 5 days. Even the 5 days also, if you don't review it, system will block all orders for that customer. Even though you have credit limit, system will block all orders. And you can see that next review date for that customer in the customer's dashboard FD32 /n FD32. If you go to FD32, say for this customer credit control, no, I'll go with standard 1000. Okay, so you go to the status view, last in review, not status. Yeah, you see last internal review date and what is the next internal review date. So here you can see the date once you maintain what is the next review date. So here you'll be configuring, and in the next review date, if you don't review the customers, then system will block the order. Then next is sorry, open items. What is open item? What is open item? Open item means you send an invoice to customer but not yet paid. Invoice raised but not yet paid. Okay. So you have a percentage also here in the open items. Maximum number of open items and number of days oldest open item. That means, see, you will be continuously raising invoice to the customers, but you cannot say that one invoice is pending, I will block everything, right? If an invoice has become oldest maximum, that means due date is 40 days, but if the invoice cross due date 40 days, then it becomes oldest open item. Until 40 days, it is open item. Okay, so max, when is your number of open item? The days means it is 100. You mentioned here 100 days, it becomes a open item, and maximum open item percentage, system will take percentage. That means system will calculate the percentage of oldest, maximum open items, okay, and present open items. So system will compare. If that percentage of this is exceeding that, system will block the order for credits. Okay. So open items, that means if we activate this and if the maximum maintain maximum open item as some percentage like 15 or something, so while creating a sales order, system will check whether any open item is existing and for this customer, and if this accumulation of all this open item is exceeding the maximum open item, then system will block it. Okay, system will block it if it is exceeding this percentage. Okay, system will do some calculations like say order value by pending this what we call some calculation system will be doing order into something. I don't know exact calculation what system will be doing, but system will doing some calculation taking the order value into what is the credit limit available, something. Okay, so I have this some rough notes how to do this actually. Why? Because you want to make an open, the invoice which you create today is a today date, but it should be old date, right? How can you make a invoice old invoice? Okay, I have given some process here to change the already invoice creation date. Yeah. Then next is oldest open item. Oldest open item means if your one single invoice is also pending for more than 100 days, only even single invoice, system will block the orders. Okay. Oldest open item, it's like say overdue item. If we check oldest open item, then while creating a sales order for that customer, if any one of the previous invoice is overdue, at least one invoice is a oldest open item, then system will block the next transaction. Okay, so this is old open item and oldest open item. The next is dunning level. Dunning is nothing but what we call that, intimation to the customer saying that your invoice is pending, something like this. We have dunning levels. Anyway, this is configured by the FI guys, but so I have seen in some interviews asking what is dunning. Okay, what is dunning? Dunning is nothing but sending letters to the customer, warning letters, like say warning, attention, the tone changes when it comes to a second, first warning, like that. Okay, so what level of dunning system should send to this customer, it is maintained here, the highest level dunning. That means if this dunning level reached, system will block the orders for credit. First, you would be sending a customer very politely saying that your payment is pending for, due for long days. Dunning 2, the tone increases. Attention, Mr. So and so, you're spending so and so. Dunning 1, some more like this. So, at what level of dunning this order should be blocked? Okay. And next is, every company has its own method of calculating credit management. There is no standard in the industry, or there is no standard in the company wise, right? So every company has its own way of calculating this particular invoices. Credit management. So the reason, sometimes the standard SAP what it has provided you may not be sufficing your client, your company requirement. That's the reason SAP has given some user exits for you to have your own uh, way of calculation of credit management. Okay, these are these three user exits. It is like a user exit underscore check underscore something. Just a minute. Yeah, these are user underscore credit underscore check 1, check 2, check 3. These are the three user exit which SAP has given in standard, so that you can go with your own way of calculating credit management. Okay, and you can see this user exits also in the system modifications of SPRO, sales and distribution. If you go to the user exits, you can see all these uh, uh, user exits. Okay, so that's it in the automatic credit management what we have. So we are left with only this payer. Okay, this payer is nothing but it's applicable only for this open items and oldest open item. Okay, payer is applicable only for open item and oldest open item, and this is also when you have multiple payers. Okay, so what happens is system will allow you to consolidate and send the invoices to one payer. Okay, if we check the payer, what happens, system considers the invoices of only that particular payer while performing the credit checks. If we uncheck, system considers the invoices of all the payers who are in a group. Credit management case, can you give an, yeah, see, as I told you, the calculation of credit management for the company what you are working, the project is completely different. That means the way it's not enough what SAP standard has provided. So company wants something extra. Then you will get the developer and write the logic and put it in the user exit, so that system should consider this logic but not the standard. Okay, so that's what the user exit is for. So what logic it should be, it would be discussed at the highest level in the organization. Okay, so that will be taken care by FI, how it should be calculated, these all things, but only you should guide them to tell them that okay, these user exits are there, you need to do anything coding in this here. Okay, so this is the payer, and see I have gone with two scenarios here. Just try these scenarios. Okay, try these scenarios. I have given solution also here how to do it, and most probably in the interviews also they ask these questions. That is, say generally what happens, credit limit I am giving customer wise, right? But in some companies tell that I want to give credit limit distribution channel wise. That means for all dealers the credit limit is 1 crore. Any customer can use it if he is a dealer, but for combining all dealers the credit limit is only 1 crore. That means they want to set one credit limit and give it for multiple customers. Okay, so this one scenario I have given the solution. Just try by going to this menu path and these things. Okay, one scenario is maintaining, client want to maintain in division wise, and other scenario is maintaining distribution channel wise. Okay, and we have two partner functions in the credit management, that is KB, credit representative, and KM, credit manager. Okay, so that's it. It comes to the credit management, one of the major integration between SD and FI, which we just finished. Okay, so tomorrow we'll look into a concept called output determination, very important concept again. Comes to the interview or the real time, very important. Okay, so any questions for today?
Praveen, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, in that automatic control screen, we had different checks, right? You had already checked, like, see, for example, this dynamic document value,
Yes.
next review, that you have, checked all these things. So does it mean that the system considers the credit based on all the 4 factors, like whatever you check,
Yes.
and
Yes.
it consolidates?
Suppose say your customer is saying that I don't want credit management to be calculated on document value. Uncheck this. That means you create a document with 1 crore, 10 crore, system will allow. But if a customer says that I want to restrict my document values, okay, any document, that means if I for this particular set of document type OR, the document value should be 5 lakhs. It should not exceed, even though customer balance is he's having enough credit limit. Then activate it again. Got it? Activate it again. So depending upon your, yeah, go ahead, Ramesh.
Okay, if you see the deviation in percentage,
Okay,
10%,
okay.
right, for example, in this
Yeah.
case, and credit limit seasonal factor 5%.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, deviation is calculated after adding the 5% or how?
No, this seasonal factor is completely different, and this number of 5 days of deviation is completely different.
So for example,
Yeah.
I have the credit limit of 10 lakhs.
Okay.
Okay, my deviation is 10%. That is, they will allow me up to 11 lakhs.
Okay.
My seasonal discount is maybe 5%.
Okay.
Is it going to be 11 lakhs 50,000 or within 11 lakhs?
Okay. See, up until this percentage of the seasonal factor, it applicable. When the seasonal factor has been closed, then again it comes back to this.
Okay.
Okay.
At any point of time, only one is
At any point of time, it's only this. But when you increase this, then it will again calculate along with this. Okay.
Sorry, I don't get your last point.
No, see, in standard it is this one, 10%. But if you increase something for client by 5%, system will calculate this 5% also. If it is 10 lakhs, you increased by 10%. It is like suppose 1 lakh. Okay, 1 lakh 10,000. On 1 lakh 10,000, system will take 10% for only this many days.
Okay.
Okay.
First it will increase the seasonal value, then calculate the deviation.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Any more questions? Anyone else? Okay, hope so, no questions. So we'll call it a day today and catch back tomorrow, and we'll go ahead with the important concept, output determination. Okay. So have a good day, everyone. Bye-bye.